Welcome students, welcome to the computer science class. In the last tutorial, we have been discussing with the first chapter of your book, that is computer system. Now after we have finished the chapter, it's time to discuss the exercises. You can see I have already marked the the short answers in the book, which are highlighted or written in the right places. So you can mark the answers in your book, and while discussing I will tell you the reasons behind the answers. Okay, so let's start with the discussion of exercises. Firstly, the tick the correct answer. A collection of unorganized facts, figures, and statistics related to an object is storage information data. It is data. A collection of unorganized facts and figures, we have known that is data. When facts and figures are unorganized, it is data. And when it is organized to reveal certain meaning, to serve a purpose, it becomes an information. It serves some purpose in our real world, in our real time, in some real world activity, to take some decision or something like that. It becomes an information. But when it is unorganized, it is data. So a collection of unorganized facts, figures, and statistics related to an object is data, right? Next, the this device holds data and instructions for future use. For future use, input device, monitor, storage device. So the device that holds data and instructions for future use is a storage device. So it stores data and instructions permanently on it, even when the power is turned off. So we can use the data on it in the future. Like, what are the examples of storage devices? Like hard disks, like pen drive or a flash drive. The optical discs like the CD-ROM, the DVD-ROM, the Blu-ray disc, these are all the secondary storage devices or the storage devices that stores data permanently. Next, any part of the computer you can touch and feel is hardware, mouse, microphone. So any part of the computer you can touch and feel is hardware. You can touch a mouse, you can also touch a microphone, but all of them are the hardware. So your answer should be the most appropriate one. You can always touch and feel a mouse, you can always touch and feel a microphone, but which one will include both the ones? Hardware will include both the answers. So hardware is the most appropriate answer in this multiple choice. So you have to select the most appropriate answer out of the given options. Okay. A person who communicates with a computer or uses the information it generates is called user, operator, programmer. See, again the Same example, the same difficulty level is same. A person who communicates with a computer or uses the information it generates is called a user. The right answer is user. Why? See, someone who operates the computer is an operator. Someone who programs or writes the instructions for a computer is a programmer. But both of them are user. So you can refer to both of them as user. So user is the most appropriate answer for this question. A person who communicates, that is who gives instructions to a computer, and who generates the output by giving instructions, that is he is communicating. A user is communicating with a computer, and who uses the information it generates is called a user. He may be an operator, he may be a programmer, but he is, in a broad sense, he is a user. Okay, so the most appropriate option is user. Next one. The main part of the computer that is used to process data is called hard disk, keyboard, CPU. Which one is the main part of the computer that is used to process data? It is the CPU. Hard disks do not process data. It stores data permanently. Keyboard, it also do not process data. It takes the input from the user. We give input through the keyboard. We type some instructions through the keyboard. We type some data through the keyboard. So keyboard is an input device, not a processing device. So CPU is the correct answer. We have already known the three parts of CPU. Remember, in the last tutorial, we have learned that CPU contains three parts: the arithmetic logic unit, ALU, the memory unit, and the control unit. So these are the three units of CPU. Okay, and it acts as the brain of the computer. Next, fill in the blanks. Dash is an electronic machine that works under the instructions given by you. A computer is an electronic machine that works under the instructions given by you. It is capable of interpreting your instruction. It is capable of executing your instruction. So it works under the instructions given by you. So how it is able to carry out the instruction, how it has become capable? Because it has got some kind of softwares loaded in it, and the softwares are so written that it can take the input from the user, and it can then process those input to generate the output. So softwares are the instructions written, contains the instructions that are written to do a particular job. Accordingly, it processes the instructions given by the user to do a particular job. The computer is the electronic machine that is having the input devices for taking input, passing it to the software and to the processor, which is executing the instructions. It is processing the data based on your instruction and generating the output on the output devices of the computer. So the electronic machine is the computer. A computer is a system that has so many electronic devices attached to it. The input devices, output devices, and the storage device. All these devices makes the computer system. It's an electronic machine that works under the instructions given by. Next. Dash is the collection of unorganized facts which can include words, numbers, and images. Collection of unorganized facts in which include words, numbers, and images is data. Whenever it is said unorganized, the intent of the question is to tell you that it is not processed by the processor. It needs to be processed, it needs to be edited and processed by the computer, and so it is data. Whenever it is processed for some purpose, it becomes an information. It gets a value for some activity in our real time life, in our real life. Then it becomes information. But whenever it is said unorganized facts, it is data, right? The main job of the computer is to process dash into dash. The main job of the computer is to process data into information. So it processes, it takes the input in the form of data and it gives the output that is relevant to a purpose, that is meaningful, and it is information. Dash keyboard includes features as alternative key layout and palm rest. Ergonomic keyboard includes features as alternative key layout and palm rest. So you have learned that there are certain ergonomic standards, the scientific standards that should be followed for the human wear. When you are following the ergonomic standards, you are following scientific rules for your health. That will keep you healthy and steady. It will help you to work pleasantly on a computer. So these are the ergonomic keyboard. If you are using an ergonomic keyboard, you will never you will give yourself a protection from getting carpal tunnel syndrome or stressing your palm, stressing your wrist. You will be giving a protection to your hand, your palm. Next is dash is a rapidity stress injury. Carpal tunnel syndrome is a rapidity stress injury. And what is rapidity stress? From the name you can well understand that rapidity, we human beings always try to do things rapidly than we can, more rapidly than we actually can. So that generates a stress within us and we give ourselves pain, we give ourselves injury that is injurious to our wrist and that is called rapidity stress injury. Often it is like a numbness or tingling sensation on our wrist and the syndrome is called carpal tunnel syndrome. Next one, answer the following questions. Write any 5 characteristics of a computer. So what are the 5 characteristics of computer? We have known the speed, reliability, accuracy, consistency, communication. These are the important characteristics of computer. But you have to write about them. What do you mean by speed? Why the speed of a computer is effective, is beneficial for us. What makes the speed of computer useful to the human beings? You have to write that. Why is the reliability? How is computer reliable? Why is computer's reliability helpful to us? You have to write that. Why is the accuracy, the consistency important? I have told all this, I have discussed all this in my previous tutorials and that answer you will find in page number 4 of your book. If you need further explanation, further discussion, write comments. I will definitely discuss again. So go through the tutorials. They are discussed in the previous tutorials. Listen to the tutorials. You will find the answers. And as I have said, you have to write why speed is important, why accuracy is important, how it is beneficial for us. So write 5 characteristics of computer. You have to write that. What are the benefits of using a computer? The benefits of using a computer are creation of good documents, presentable documents. You can create nice documents of good quality which are presentable if you know if you have the skill to create a document. Like you can create beautiful charts using the spreadsheet software. Like you can edit a photograph taken by your camera using a photo editing software like Photoshop. So if you know how to use a software, you will be able to edit them, you will be able to process them for generating a quality output. So that are the benefits. Again, you can use your computer for entertainment, like you can use it for listening to music, you can use it for watching some movies, you can use it for learning new skills. So these are all benefits of using a computer. Again, you can say for communication purpose. You can communicate with each other, with your family and friends. You can keep in touch with them regularly, which is not possible in our real life. We are so busy in our work, in our life, that it becomes impossible to communicate by physical means. Like we will go to someone and then we will talk. It has become not possible. So you have been used to send messages over emails or some chat messages. You can chat with them and keep in touch. So communication is a great benefit for all of us. You can send an email within seconds, but you have to wait for 2 or 3 days or maybe a week to send a postal message. So all these things are known to you. You just keep this in mind while writing the answer. So these are the benefits of using a computer. Next, explain hardware and humanware. Hardware, what are the hardwares used in a computer? A computer uses hardware and software. A computer system is not functioning, it is not workable unless it has both. So hardware and software both works in a coordinated manner to give you a desired output, to do your work, to give your input through some hardware. You get some output through some hardware. So the devices through which you give input are called the input devices. The devices on which you get the output are called the output devices. So what are hardware? These are the devices that you can touch and feel. You can see. But the software are the devices that you cannot touch. So that is the difference. So hardware is any device that you can touch and use it for your purpose. What is a humanware? Humanware, anything that is that is used by the human beings. The human beings themselves are the humanware. The human user of the computer are the humanware. the working environment of the computer, of the human user. The human user is using a table, a chair, the palm rest, the keyboard, a particular height of the monitor. All this will 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 make the human user either comfortable or uncomfortable. If they are maintaining certain standards, then they will be able to work comfortably. So what is a humanware? You will get the answer from page number 9 and hardware from page number 3. See, humanware refers to the person who program, design or operate a computer. So the human user is the humanware. A human being who is using the computer is a user. Sometimes the user can face health related problems if he or she works continuously on a computer for a long time. This problem can be in the form of headache, vision problem, or wrist pain. So if you are working, if you have to work for a long time on a computer, you should have the humanware, you should have the furnishings, you should use such furnishings that will that are made according to ergonomic standards. Okay, the physical standards and characteristics of the following the characteristics of the humanware. Next, what you mean by ergonomics? Why should you take care of your computer? Why should you take care of your computer? Anything we use, see, taking the anything we use, we should take care of it, right? The computer gives us benefit. We get benefit of improved performance. When we work with a computer, we get efficiency of in our work. So we should maintain them. Unless we are maintaining them, it will not be able to work for us. So we should see that the dust is not getting on, it is not, dust is not built up on the monitor, on the mouse, it is not clogging the keyboards. We have to dust them regularly. Like that, if dust accumulates, what will happen? It will clog the airflow, it will block the airflow, and it will uh, make the temperature rise inside the computer. So it will be damaged physically. So dust built up on your monitor, mouse and other accessories can cause problems. By cleaning your computer regularly, you can help to keep it working and avoid expensive repairs. So if you are not dusting, what will be the problem? It will slow the airflow inside the computer system and the computer case, raising the temperature of the computer to dangerous levels. That will cause your computer to fail prematurely and even lose all your data. And what else? The dust accumulated on the monitor will cause eye strain. If you look through the dust on the monitor, it will cause you eye strain, and that will not be a good thing for you. You have to take care of your vision, so you have to take care of your monitor also. What will happen to the mouse? What will happen to the mouse if dust gets accumulated? The dust when get accumulated in the light emitting surface of the mouse, it will show the erratic movement of the cursor. Right. So you should clean it so that it works properly and optimally. What if the dust gets accumulated and on the keys, between the keys of your keyboard? The keys will fail to work properly. The keyboard will become non-functional, and therefore you should take good care of your computer. Next is, what do you mean by ergonomics? What do you mean by ergonomics? Ergonomics is the study of people, their physical characteristics, and the ways in which they function in relation to their working environment, the furnishings and the machines they use. The main goal of ergonomics is to incorporate comfort, efficiency, and safety into the design of the keyboard, computer desk, chairs, and other things at workplace. So every furniture, every device that you are using should be following certain standard of ergonomics, scientific standards, such that it will incorporate comfort, efficiency, and safety into the design. So you have to write your answer like that. What is the next question? What points do you keep in mind for taking care of yourself while using a computer? What points do you have to keep in mind for taking care of yourself? What points? What are the points? You should not sit at a stage for a long time. That is, you should get up and walk and stretch your hands, stretch your legs at least once in an hour. You should not sit at a place for more than 1 hour. Right? You should go and rinse your eyes. You should spray some cold water on your face so that you get some rest, you get refreshed. Then you go and look at the greenery outside your window so that your focus of the eyes gets a rest, you get refreshed, and then only you sit again back to your work. If you are not refreshed, don't sit. If you don't feel like relaxed, then don't sit. If you have relaxed yourselves looking at the trees outside at the greenery, then you can sit. Otherwise, don't sit for some time. You will sit back again when you are relaxed. So that will be helpful for your health. That will be a healthy habit. So don't sit for a long time, and at regular intervals get up and rinse your eyes, give some cold water, rinse your face with cold water, and that's how you can relax yourself. You can also use good chair, comfortable chair that gives you a rest to your back so that it is not painful sitting for a long time. You can have rest for your foot. You can have ergonomic keyboard. You can have a desktop such that you can keep your wrist and palm straight. Okay, so move your mouse with your hands, not only with your palm. So you should keep this in your mind. So read page number 9, you will find the answer there. Okay, so with that we have completed the questions, and the application based questions we will again discuss in some other tutorial. Okay, so go through Write all these answers in your notebook. If you find any difficulty, please comment, ask your doubts. I will try to clear them. Thank you all.